You mentioned the global nature of what you do, and
Yeah.
I think you've got presence in over 80 countries.
Yeah.
So how do you create one unified global marketing strategy?
Well, what we've always tried to do is make sure that we have a brand at least that has consistency. Can't say what you can then do is necessarily only term that the marketing strategy. So we have a brand strategy, I suppose, which may be broadly what you mean. And what we've always tried to do with those is root them into the sort of reality of human beings, really. And what we talk about at the moment, which we think is important, we've had a statement in the organisation for 6 or 7 years now, which we call our purpose statement. And we had a hand in crafting that with some other senior folks in the organisation. And we talk about connecting customers to opportunity, helping people realise their hopes, dreams and ambitions, because we are a facilitator at the end of the day. So we have a purpose. That's why we exist. That's what we're there for. And what we've sort of started talking about, and if you have been anywhere near an airport, given it's holiday season, you might have had a look, you may not, but in the jet bridges now, we have this kind of whole stance we talk about now, which we call supporting human ambition, because that's kind of what we're about. We don't necessarily use those words, it's not a strap line, but it is about saying, look, all of us have hopes and dreams, big plans, we have kids, we have families, we have friends, and actually the bank's job is to sort of, play a supporting role in sort of how you achieve what are your human ambitions, not just, when my next career move and whether or not I'm going to get promoted and whether or not I've got to stand on the next bloke to get the next job. It's much more around trying to sort of tap into this sense that human beings are kind of, quite interesting things. I think, if I had a second career, I probably would have been a psychoanalyst, but, they're fascinating actually, and people provide great kind of stories and great sort of points of view, and brands are all about stories. And so for us, what we've sort of done is try to look at that and be gentle about it and have a consistency to that, because it's not dissimilar. I sit here as a father whose, son yesterday got his AS level results, and I had a little tear in my eye because he did bloody well, and he wasn't sort of expected to do quite that well. And so, those little moments are what human beings are all about. And there's 3 people who sit near me, because I sit open plan, I'm slightly odd, I don't have an office. And, I sit 3 people who sit near me, and they said, are you all right? I said, oh, I can't believe it, and I want to share it with people. It's lovely, it's human nature. And I think that sense of ambition that you have, maybe for others and all that kind of stuff, we're not trying to hijack some weird emotional territory. What we're trying to do is to say, our job is just to sort of be a facilitator in that. If I had the chance when my son goes off to university that he gets his student loan, the bank will give me the student loan for him, and off he'll go, and they will have played a role in him doing his next thing. And I should feel good about that, actually. I should feel that they're on my side. And I think banks have got to sort of, figure that stuff out for themselves a little bit, having had all the, stuff that's happened to banks over the last few years.